Hello to all my friends out there. This is how to avoid stress during stressful times. And I have learned these three things over time, and I have one bonus thing. So, if a lot of stress producing things are going on around, all kinds of, the pandemic, the fires, the floods, the protests, personal problems, chaos people, unreliable, irresponsible people, problems, money problems. Okay. Number one, what would I be normally doing if this wasn't happening? That will bring you back to this normal life you had before the stressful stuff was happening. Now in my case, I had like a stressful life and I had to learn my way out of it. And so I would be going to work if I had a job, if I wasn't retired, or I would be walking, or I would be cooking myself a meal, or whatever I would normally be doing if this stressful stuff was not happening. That's what I want to do. And so I would want to get up at the same time. I would want to get into my normal routine. Number one, what would I be normally doing if this wasn't happening? To the exclusion of like not going around without a mask. No, that's not what I mean. But you know what I mean? Okay, number two, what would I do to reduce my stress if all kinds of stressful stuff is happening? Sickness, fires, floods, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm down here in California. The fires are up there in Northern California. I don't have the COVID, but people all around me do. There's hurricanes coming. There's floods coming. There's possible shortages of food. There's possible shortages of cans. What in the heck can I do? Well, I learned this one in the self-help groups. Let go and let God. So you say to yourself, okay, long before I was born, long before after I die, the world has been functioning just fine without me. And so you just make up your mind, I'm just going to let God control all of this stuff. Okay, you go, well, yeah, well, what about these evildoers? Well, they always get what they deserve in the end. And most of the time we find out a prime example was Epstein, okay? Let go and let God. It'll save wear and tear on you. Okay, now, what if you go, well, that's fine for you to say, Rhoda, but I don't actually believe in God because I am an atheist. Okay, let go and let it run its course. It's going to anyway, without any input from me, without any input from you, and just, let it run its course. Number two, let go and let God. Number three, do not let yourself become emotionally involved in problems that don't actually involve you, because that just wears you down, that just beats you down, that just makes you insane. And if you can train yourself I don't care who the person is. This goes back to letting go and letting God. There's nothing you can do about it. And if it's not your problem, there is no sense for you to become hysterical about it. One of the things would be, an example would be, you know what? It's the end of times. My God, we're probably all going to be raptured. Okay, it's possible, but I don't want to get emotionally involved in anything that does not really involve me. because that's going to save wear and tear on me. And so I've trained myself to do that. You have to, especially when there's, I mean, if you involve yourself, it's like the protests. And people go to these protests and they're injured really, really bad. Now we're going back, how do you live your life? I'm not saying we're not supposed to care. I'm just saying we're not supposed to take it to the level where we harm ourselves and cause ourselves detriment. Yeah, I'll be helpful and yeah, I'll be empathetic, but do not become emotionally involved in problems that don't actually involve you. Like my job right now is to make sure the COVID epidemic does not involve me by being extremely careful. Okay, now, number 4, and this is one of my best tips, and if you guys have been following me, you know about this bonus tip. Find as many pleasant things to do as you possibly can in a day. Today I was out on my balcony, that I minimized, and it was pretty nice out there. I had my, my fan out there, and I made myself a tasty little salmon salad, and then after I made the sausage with mushrooms and cheese and sausage, I made myself a tasty smoothie with some strawberry yogurt and some milk and some frozen strawberries, so it was like a little dessert, but I didn't wreck my diet. At night, I like to take a nice bath, so I'm nice and clean. And, sometimes I take great enjoyment in my possessions, the possessions that I own, because I work hard for them, and I really appreciate them, which I wouldn't say I'm materialistic, but I do appreciate my possessions, and I enjoy them a lot. Some people like to do crafts, so if you can find, I'm going to start crocheting, and I like crocheting because it's not a real messy hobby. Now the balcony garden was really a big fat mess, and in that heat it wasn't very enjoyable. But once I got it fixed up, it was okay. And I'm cleaning and minimizing the inside of my dwelling. And when I get that done, that will be very pleasant, so I can enjoy my stuff. And then another thing that is pleasant is find ways to better your situation. I mean, even if it's only a tiny bit each day in time, that is really going to impact your life. So the bonus was find as many pleasant things to do as you possibly can. So, let's see, what would I normally be doing if this wasn't happening? 2, let go and let God, or let it flow, or let it run its course. 3, do not become emotionally involved in any problem that does not actually involve you. And number 4, find as many pleasant things to do as you possibly can in a day. And so, once you start getting good at this, life becomes pretty darn pleasant. I'm going to be doing some dieting, and I was thinking, what if, like, when I was trying to do this dieting, because I packed on a lot of weight, what if I found ways to, lose weight that were rather enjoyable, instead of thinking about the diet as, okay, this is really miserable. Or, like, since we're trapped in the house a bit with the COVID, what if a person was to find pleasant things to do in the house that were pleasant and enjoyable, like the minimizing your stuff. that could really help. Okay, you guys, that is my 3 tips to avoid stress. And they really will work too, you guys. God bless you all.